to the Your Time to Thrive podcast. My name is Jason. I'm your host, and it's been a while. I missed talking to you guys. I hope you're listening live. If you are, comment and join in with the conversation whenever you wish. We'll answer whatever questions we can. And if you're listening, record it. Thank you. We appreciate you too. You can't ask questions, obviously, but if you have questions about the podcast, you're always welcome to post on the Facebook or any of the social media links you're on, and we'll answer those as well. Today, we're talking about the holidays. You're not going to survive the holidays. And today, I'm joined by my amazing friend and fantastic producer, Mr. Benjamin Barber.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Jay.
What's going on, my friend?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Dude, I feel like we haven't done this in so long that your hair has gotten longer.
Yeah, no, that's like, yes.
Like we've literally gone through like a haircut. Like there's been like enough weeks have passed. You've probably had it cut.
No, I'm about 2 months past a haircut. I mean, that
is long, man.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
So,
do you want
terrible.
Me to
come over? If I showed the back, no.
Just here's the warning, okay? And coming from a man with a lot of experience in this matter, you got to be careful. You start going too far, then you start debating keeping it, and then you're like, well, it's getting long. I can like pull it back now, and then before you know it, we're going on a podcast with a man bun here.
No, it's not happening.
Can we hear that again, folks? We heard that live today.
That's not happening.
Be no man bun.
No.
Now it's on the web, man. Now it's out there. It's been recorded.
Never.
The amazing guy that I work with has been growing his hair out, and he can pull it back now. And I told him that if he keeps pulling it back and putting it in a man bun, one day I'm just going to sneak up behind it and cut it for him.
You're jealous.
It's exactly what he's
jealous.
No, and here's the thing. If you are one of those guys that does grow your hair out and you pull it up because it's convenient and you're getting it out of your face and everything, I'm not messing with that. I give you all the power in the world. I just think that there are some things that cross the line. That's all. And as far as being an open-minded guy and open to a lot of things, I can draw the line. Like I don't eat raw bananas and I don't like man buns.
You don't eat raw bananas?
Yeah, legit. The only thing that I will pretty much not eat as far as food's concerned. I know.
What the hell's a not raw banana?
So I like banana bread, banana cake. It's not the flavor. Like I don't mind even a tempura fried banana. It is simply the texture. I can't get past that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not against you on this. Like, that's fine. It's interesting.
I know, right? Right? Like of all the stuff with food we've talked about and fresh fruits and vegetables, like no bananas, man. And it's the same because they're good for you too.
Okay, so explain what you mean by the by this episode. So yeah.
Deal. Dude, I've been excited about this actually. So the title of today's episode and the topic that we're going to discuss, and this is going to be a couple of episodes that we're going to carry this topic through because I want to hear from some of you about what you have found is the challenge and what you have found has been successes and what we can do together to help make this better. So the topic is you're not going to survive the holidays. And that's because the name of my business is Thrive. And that's because the goal is to not just survive your life. The goal is to not just make it through. We're not just trying to get through Monday through Friday so I can fuck off and do whatever I want to on the weekends and then try and make up for it over the week. Is to not just make enough money to pay your bills or not just get the bare minimum of anything. Who wants the bare minimum of anything? And we're talking about your life. We're talking about your quality of life. And we're also talking about your happiness, short-term and long-term. And this came to me because a lot of people batten down the hatches, stop working out as much, stop watching their food as much, and they just push until they get through to January. This came to me because I have client who's a good friend of mine who reached out recently and said, I will see you eventually in January. And I thought, what? Why wait? And you've heard me talk about this before. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait till next week. Today is the only day that exists. So I started thinking about this. What is it about our society and our choices that we literally wash 2 months of time? That's a lot of time. That's a lot of meals. If you take 60 days, 3 meals a day, minimum for most of us, right? That's 180 meals. I'm not even going to tell you how many minutes you're literally wasting, and you're literally washing it away. You're just going, I'm just going to wait till January. I'll eat whatever I want to. I'm not going to think about my food or my fitness. And then you are just barely surviving through the holidays. And that's one of the reasons that most people do a January push, because they've just gotten through the holidays and now they feel like they have to do something to fix all of the debauchery and all of the wasted opportunities that they had to take care of themselves. Now, I know it sounds crazy, and I know that it's a time of the year where a lot of people have more on their plate as far as schedule is concerned, or more on their plate as far as social is concerned, or just more on their plate, but that's a choice. It's all a choice. So for the next couple of episodes, and we'll run this as far as we need to, we're going to talk about how to not just survive the holidays, how you're going to actually thrive through the holidays. So when you have conversations in January with your friends and family, and they talk to you about how they gained the 5 pounds over the holidays, that's the average American does, and how they're just starting their fitness plan in January, you can laugh. Not at them, because that's just rude, but you can laugh because you have already established some good habits. You will have already established a plan. You will already have momentum coming out of the holidays and enjoyed yourself, because trust me, the name of the game is to enjoy this life experience. But there are ways that you can do that and not feel like you're missing out, but also not feel like a piece of lazy shit at the end of the holidays. What do you think, Ben?
Hey now, watch your language. This is a family show.
This is a family show, and we
This
are
is a
talking about
family show.
real stuff. And they should know what most people feel like, so that when they get to the age where they are feeling like this, they go, oh yeah, that's what that guy was ranting about on that podcast where my mom went earmuffs.
Mm-hmm. I think so. First of all, I don't like the name of this episode, and I think that you know that. I have been terrified of the holidays this year.
Why?
Not from a physical perspective, not from a like I'm gonna overeat at Thanksgiving and I'm gonna eat too many sweets around Christmas, like not that. But from a like, so my mom died on Christmas last year, right? So the normal, and by the way, the overeating at Thanksgiving, the dealing with relatives, the stress, the buying presents, the multiple other engagements, the bazaars, the cookies, all of that stuff, all of that nonsense, not nonsense, but it's life. All of that pressure and all of that stuff like creates a level of anxiety and depression in some people, and I'm certainly not immune to that and never have been. But I was I love the holidays, and for the last 350 days, almost 340 days, whatever it is, it's not 40, it's 330 something. I've been like, you mention Christmas, and I'm like equal parts like happy, love Christmas, and like someone's sticking a knife in my side. And and I was like, yeah, I like a week and a half ago, I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna like make this a good holiday season because why wouldn't I? Like, what is the obviously like you can't control grief and whatever, and like I'm sure that there's gonna be hard moments because of course there are, but like you can't. And I think that this works with fitness and with stress and with everything when it comes to the holiday season. Like you can say I'm gonna get through this, or you can say fuck it and I'm gonna enjoy this, but I'm gonna also put plans in place to make sure that I'm not like destroying myself through it by just trying to get through, by just trying to survive, by just
Right.
trying to get through to January, by just trying to make the best of it. By you know what I mean? Like it's I think it's a lot about attitude and um perception and like choices and disposition and the idea that like I'm gonna survive the holidays and get through to the new year. Um, it doesn't like there's gonna be things that are challenging for you. If your goal is like to maintain your health and wellness through the holidays, like there's gonna be temptation. There's gonna be a lot of sides at Thanksgiving and pies and whatnot. There's gonna be a lot of cookie swaps and all of this stuff. Um, something that I think that you talk about all the time is like, if you're gonna have a cookie, enjoy that fucking cookie. Don't don't like lie and beat yourself up about like enjoy
Oh,
you know like plan the rest of your week around the cheeseburger that you're gonna eat and make sure that it's not that it all equals out
yeah.
and it's good and you feel better and you feel healthy about it. But like when you're gonna do the thing, just do the thing. And so that's like the mentality that I'm taking of like celebrate it. Screw it.
Good.
Anyway, yeah. So
I'm glad you touched on some pieces there because I want to spend an episode talking about that because I know that in my personal experiences, I've been very lucky to be around family for most holidays, to have family to be with around the holidays, to be in a comfortable financial position where we have lots of sides and lots of desserts. But I understand that that is not the guarantee. And I understand that that is not what everybody's experience of the holidays are like. So I want to take some time and talk about that this coming episodes, just to touch on the reality of the situation and how we can make that different, you know, and how we can make that different for other people, how we can do things around the holidays. In fact, one of the things that I'm hoping I get to do this year with my dad, actually, because the way that my wife and I deal with the holidays, because, you know, how do we coordinate the holidays is one of the challenges that most people come up against, and how you do the in-laws versus the family of your side, you know, like we're going to be at your side or we're going to be at my side, or I don't get along with the in-laws kind of thing. One of the ways that Kirsten and I deal with that is that we exchange holidays every year. So this year, we're with my side for Thanksgiving, and then next year we'll be with her side for Thanksgiving. This year we're with her side for Christmas. This year we're with my side for Christmas. And one of the things that we did with my dad a couple of years ago was we went to a shelter and cooked and served food for people on Thanksgiving. And we spent the first half of our day doing that. And I got to be honest with you, man, it's the first time that I've ever done that on a holiday. And I feel really shitty about that because there are shelters year round that do that. I've done volunteering at shelters before, just never around the holidays. And I can tell you that it was something that was a memorable experience. That taking the time out of a day that is usually focused on myself and my family and like what's going on in my world, and being able to do something that gave to other people that didn't have that opportunity, that don't have the house to cook in, that don't have the family to go see. Maybe they're just alone. And you can do that in your community at retirement homes and rest homes and nursing homes and hospitals. Um, we have to be careful this year because of COVID, how much is going on with community stuff like that. But there are still outreach programs, whether it's like the warm shelter in our community or the Red Cross or Salvation Army. There are people out there that need support and help from us, those of us that have the time and the energy and the money to do that. And I'm going to challenge everybody out there over the holiday season that one of the ways that you're not going to just survive the holidays this year is that you're going to spend some time and energy. And it could just be your time and your energy. It doesn't have to be money. It's just time and energy, and spend it in your community. Spend it close to your neighborhood. Go find somebody near you, whether it's somebody you know that just lives alone and you take them a meal and spend some time with them, or it's a community outreach program in your community, because it's how we take care of each other. It's how we take care of our communities that makes the biggest difference right now. And it will change your holiday experience, because we have really bastardized a lot of our holiday celebrations in this country to support our capitalistic endeavors, I guess, and structures to be very different than what the true system is designed for, right? The true meaning of Christmas, the true meaning of Thanksgiving. So that's my first challenge to everybody out there, is to find a way to give back in your community. And I promise you, if you do, whatever else you do over the holidays is going to feel better. It'll feel different, whether it helps you have some gratitude for what you experience in your side of the world, or it helps you see somebody else have a great holiday experience or have a great moment. Because the times when you volunteer, when you put out your time and energy for other people, changes your life. It truly does. If you're not volunteering somewhere right now, you should be, because it's just better for you. And it does not take a lot of time and energy. And if you don't have a lot of time and energy, then just donate. It's that simple. You can literally write a check. I'd rather you spend some time face-to-face and hands-to-hands. But let's be honest, COVID, let's not face-to-face and hand-to-hand, but stay close. Because it's more than just about like health and getting some exercise in and not eating half of a pumpkin pie, right? It's a little bit more than that. And we talk about health and wellness on this podcast, but the health and wellness is spiritual too. It is about who you are as a person. And that's a big piece of it. So we'll talk more about that. But that's my first challenge. Secondly, I agree with you, man. And I appreciate you echoing some of the words that, carpe diem with that chocolate chip cookie, man. Like whatever it is. But that's the biggest step, right? You said it, and that's the main point for today's podcast. Have a plan. Have a plan. Like literally right now, spend 5 minutes and write down the bare minimum of what you can do over the next, what do we got? 8 weeks? Not even?
No, 6
6 weeks?
6.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Oof, that's going to come fast. 6 weeks. What are you going to do? Are you going to walk? You're going to stretch? You going to do some yoga? Set a plan. Now, I honestly want you to say, what's my bare minimum? And then I want you to take it one step further. Because I always say to people, 3 to 4 days a week worth of fitness. You shoot for 4, 3 is your fallback, right? So that my bare minimum, I will work out, I will exercise, I will devote time to taking care of my body in some way, shape, or form, a minimum of 3 days a week. 20 minutes, 3 days a week. Whatever it is for you. Now, if you're not working out right now, 1 day a week and for a walk for half an hour is a lot more than you were doing before. And that's a good plan. If you're currently working out, then evaluate what you're going to be able to maintain as a schedule over the holidays and set a goal for yourself for a bare minimum. The other piece is what you talked about, Ben, and I love how you said that, man. Plan yourself, like to plan for that meal. Like, everybody always asks me, Thanksgiving's coming. What am I going to do? I don't know. I hope you're going to go somewhere with some friends and family and eat some food. That's what I hope. But eat, right? Like sit down, enjoy, make merry, have some pie, but don't beat yourself up about it. Jesus. But let's be honest. It's one meal. Even if it's a whole day's worth of food. Like if you go someplace and, some families like cook together, they spend the day together watching football, having appetizers, we eat, and then leftover sandwiches in the evening together. That's one day. You can't ruin your life with 1 day's worth of food. I promise you, you can't eat that much. I've tried. Trust me. You have to plan for it. You have to think about it. Like, I know I'm going to eat a lot on Thanksgiving Day. All right, so am I going to eat a little bit less on Wednesday? Yeah, probably. Am I going to skip breakfast on Thursday? Maybe. I'll have a small breakfast. Am I going to eat differently on Friday than I did on Thursday? Yep. Because that's the big one, folks. That's the big one. Don't just keep eating like that all weekend. Because one day is different than 4, right? What do you normally do, Ben, for Thanksgiving?
We have. I mean, it depends. Obviously, last year we just did our own thing. I mean, we usually have like several people over, the families, and like turkey and whatnot, and then and yeah, we have a meal. It's like a good meal, and then like a few hours later we have some pies, and then like maybe like 2 slices of pie, and then that's it. Then I eat turkey sandwiches a lot for the rest of the week.
Hells
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You?
Similar. Wherever we are, we pretty much do the same thing as far as family stuff. There's usually football on. I'm actually petitioning for that gap that you just described between dinner and then dessert. I have this pet peeve of like eating a big meal and then rolling right into dessert, and I
Yep.
feel like I'm going to explode. I'm petitioning for like either a walk or a nap or a period of time where we do something other than eat. It was in a past life. I was frustrated by that experience because it was a very consolidated period of time that everybody was eating. So everybody showed up and we ate a whole bunch of appetizers, and then we changed out the table, and then everybody sat down and ate dinner, and then we changed out the table and everybody ate dessert, and then most of the people left. And it was like, oh my God, I'm going to explode. That was way too much food in a very short period of time. And it wasn't like I didn't get to enjoy the desserts at that point. Right.
Right.
Like, and that's almost like that, like desserts, like, you know how long pie takes compared to making a turkey? Right? Like somebody hand making pumpkin pie and crimping the crust. And
Yep. I mean, technically, a turkey bakes for a long time or roast.
yes. But how long does it take to either dry rub it or to brine it? I mean, realistically, the prep time involved in making a pie compared to making a turkey,
Yes.
not even close. Do you get, because you're usually hosting, so you usually have the leftovers from the meal?
Yep.
All right. Because I always buy a turkey like the week after
Yep.
and then prep it so I can get my turkey sandwiches. Because legit, that's probably the best part.
Yeah, it's definitely the best part.
But that's healthy. I mean, if you think about it, be honest about it. Like, a lot of the food is starch heavy, right? But the majority of it is usually freshly baked or freshly cooked, and it's real food. It's just the portions, folks. Don't sweat it. Just eat it. But have a plan, right? So here's your plan for Thanksgiving, right? Because that's what's coming up first. We're going to set it up for reality here. There's going to be food and appetizers and desserts. So either portion control, right? Like, just have it treated as a normal day and just eat normal portions of food. And then you won't feel like shit afterwards, or you won't feel like you're going to explode. And if you can do that, then that's the best case scenario of how to get through the holidays. Just be smart about your portions. Don't overindulge. Drink water between your drinks, balance, right? But if you're one of those people that and I'm like that sometimes, that when given the opportunity, like Ben talked about earlier, if there's pie in front of me and somebody hand baked it, I'm probably going to have a slice of it. Then plan your day for that. But look at it as the week, right? We want to spread our caloric intake over the week. So next week, I will eat as stupid clean as I can at the beginning of the week. Like, I'm going to have salads for lunch. We'll have a vegetarian meal, at least one dinner. I'm going to eat stupid clean. I'm not going to make any excuses. No starchy carbs, no mashed potatoes, nothing like that. You know, don't eat anything that you would for Thanksgiving, obviously, but plan ahead for it and plan your caloric intake so that if you were to look at your caloric intake as a whole for the week, you're still balanced. Because that's how your body looks at it. It doesn't look at just one day at a time. It's a cumulative impact. Plan for it. Right? Are we feeling better about the title here? Is it helping a little bit?
Yeah. A little bit.
I'm trying to inspire people to think differently. And you got to challenge the way you think in order to do that. And most people are trying to just get through the holidays, right? Like you hear it all the time. Oh, I got to do all this. I got to shop and I got to wrap gifts. I got to decorate and I got to go to these parties. That's just getting through it, folks. And I don't know how you feel about this, man, but by the end of my life, I do not want to look back and think, well, I made it through. Right?
Yep.
Like, is that a way to think about the rest of your life?
Heidi said I definitely skip appetizers in favor of desserts.
There you go. Well, thank you, Heidi, for chiming in. I appreciate that. I like that option. For a lot of people, that's a great option, actually, because if you don't carefully watch what you're eating during appetizers, you're going to be too full for dinner anyway.
Yep.
If you're normally eating normal portions of food, that's a great suggestion. It really is. Unless, of course, you have an in-law that made something that is important that you eat. We don't want to step on any family toes. In that case, just be polite and try it.
Yes.
You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings over the holidays. Lord knows there's enough pressure and anxiety and stress around the holidays as it is. And you get a whole family together, not always in the same rooms and coordinating. I'm going to be careful about that etiquette stuff.
Absolutely.
So the big step, the big thought process at the beginning of this process here, folks, we're talking about getting through the holidays and not just surviving it, actually feeling great afterwards and having a head of steam, being in control, not feeling like you just ate more than you should and you let your body go to pot, is having a plan. I know it's an old phrase, but it came in. But the truth is, the way that you will succeed in anything in life is having a plan. And most importantly, not just having the plan, is following the plan. So constantly reevaluating and reassessing. So every week, I want you to look at your plan. So your homework, should you choose to accept it, is to write down your plan for the next 6 weeks. Write down what you're going to do for your food. Write down what you're going to do for your fitness. Write down what you're going to do for your community. Because the smallest steps that you make right now are going to turn into great outcomes down the road. But you have to put those steps into place. And then you actually have to follow through with it. And check in with yourself. And if you don't have anybody to check in with me. You can shoot me an email. You can shoot me a text. You can stay in touch on Facebook. But when you need help with things like this, folks, that's what your community is for. Reach out to those around you. Tell somebody that you have a plan to go for a walk every day until Christmas. Tell somebody that you have a plan to eat more vegetables and fruit and lean proteins than starchy carbs and sweets over the holidays. Tell somebody that you have a plan that you're going to drink water between every alcoholic beverage at every party you go to this Christmas season. Be smart about what you do and have some accountability, and you are 10 times more likely to be successful. And that's just a random statistic that I pulled out of my ass, but it's got to be close to the reality of it. Because the truth is, your choices are what is going to create your future. And you have a choice right now to create a future that you're proud of or one that you can feel like shit about. And that's up to you.
Yeah.
That's all I got today, my man.
All right.
That's our first piece of a running series about how you're not going to survive the holidays, my friends. You're going to thrive. You're going to succeed where everybody else falls short and feels like shit in January. Be one of those people that's laughing when the gyms are crowded because you've been there. Megan, you make a valid point, which we will discuss. Megan says, but also remember, holidays are big for eating disorder tendencies. Just because you're eating heavier does not mean you should skip breakfast or other meals. I wholeheartedly agree, especially with people that have challenges that they have already been confronted with, that they have been dealing with for a period of time. They're aware of it. You need to make a plan for yourself. You need to commit to yourself, and you need to ask for some help so you have some accountability to get through this, because skipping meals is not necessarily the best way to do it. It might work for you, but my suggestion is to find a good coach to help you figure that out, because we are all different. There is no cookie cutter program out there. That's why I get paid to do what I do, to customize programs for people every day. You are a different individual based on your health history, your body type, and your goals. And what you are is a product of your choices. And who you want to be is going to be a product of the choices that you make from now on. And you have a choice as to how you make those choices and what choices you make. So either make good ones that you be proud of, or get some help and you can make some better ones. Folks, it is always a pleasure to be part of this podcast and to be a part of your life and your fitness. And I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for listening, whether you're listening recorded or you're listening live. Thank you so much. It's always fun. If you have questions, if you have anything related to your health and fitness that you have questions about or you're looking for help with, reach out. The thrivetrainingteam.com website has all the social media links and email links, so you can find me whenever you want to, wherever you are. You're not alone in all of this. We're all going through the holidays together. Let's make sure it's a good one this year. Have a great and healthy one, folks. I'll see you soon.
For more information, tips, and workouts of the day, check out thrivetrainingteam.com.
There are so many stories we've never told, questions we never thought to ask. Preserve your family memories for generations to come.